Now, looking at me, it might sound as a shock, but I am an anime enjoyer. I know it might be a little shocking to some people, but that's just me. But we have to set a line. I am a sub enjoyer, not a dub enjoyer, and what is the reason exactly? There's a lot of people that hold the same standard. Not everybody likes watching anime dubbed. There is a certain sect of people. I understand that. That is a thing that people like to enjoy. But the majority of people enjoy the subs. And I kind of want to jump in and find out why. What is the reason that we enjoy subs instead of dubs? So to start off, I decided to look into the whole voice acting world of Japan and try to understand where they are when it comes to like a structure type thing, where if it's similar to something like Hollywood. And to my surprise, it is pretty crazy. Voice actors, or in Japan they call them seiyus, are practically celebrities. Live action actors, you got the ones that go on movies, TV shows, and then you have voice actors. And it turns out they also have a ranking system, which is just boom. That's insane. That's really cool, but at the same time, it shows how harsh of a situation it is. Throwing up this photo, yes, it's in Japanese, so let's just switch it over to an English version that I just translated through Google. It shows that there is a pyramid structure for voice acting, where everybody starts at the bottom as a junior, and then they work their way up to become a no-ranking voice actor, or seiyu. Right at the bottom, the junior voice actors don't actually get paid for their work. It's practically an unpaid internship. They have to work as an unpaid employee for 3 years, and they have to get by through other methods, if they have to get part-time work or anything like that. After 3 years, they get put into the F rank, and the F rank, they start off with 15,000 yen per anime episode, which is approximately $106. So if we were to look at a anime that only had, let's say, one season would include 12 episodes. So if we multiply that by 12, 106, we would get $1,272 if you are a F rank. But now, if you were to look at the A rankers would make 45,000 yen per episode. $318. So if we were to take $318 and multiply that by 12, as in 12 episodes for a complete one season of anime, that would come up to $3,816. Is that a lot? Is that little? They also get sponsorships. They also get all these different things. They don't just have the anime episodes. They might have other work where they go into pachinko machines, commercials. They have all these things, but for a single episode of an anime, this is how much on average they get paid. If you reach the point where you actually break out the ranking systems, which they consider you a no-rank voice actor, at that point you actually get to negotiate your prices. And that's like, you're at the top of the top. So we're talking like probably Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and stuff like that. The main characters on that, or the main voice actors, I'm pretty sure they would be considered no rankers. This is pretty much the same thing with like Hollywood actors, where they have like B-list, C-list, A-list actors, and it's crazy. These are people that are just voice acting. They're not even like showing themselves in real life. They're just using their voice at this point, and they're making this kind of money. That's honestly pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But if we look at the other side, we look at the US and the English dubbing and stuff like that, you kind of notice a discrepancy, let's say. The US anime dubs are usually done by freelancers. They're the ones that take those jobs, so they do it by contract. A source that I have found online says that these contracts, or the minimum earnings that they are being paid, is $70 an hour. That still sounds pretty good, but if we're gonna go into the details, I cannot give you the details 100%, That's, I guess, like business secrets, where if they do it by rates of $70 or an hour, or they do it by like a specific amount of dollars for a specific amount of words, that's just all freelancer talks, and both have their level of passion. You can see how the competitive nature of the Japanese world of voice acting, and then you see the English dub world of voice acting, and you feel like they're not held at the same level, I guess you can say, and it kind of sucks. And these are my problems that I've noticed from dubbing, and I wanted to talk about them. My first issue is they try to copy the voice personality, just putting it into a different language, let's say. So the English dubs will try to copy the Japanese voice actor's personality through their voice. And there's also the whole issue with they have to adjust voice lines, certain voice lines, to match the lip flaps or the mouth movements. They do not sync up 100%, so they have to adjust certain lines to make sure that they fit onto the voice the mouth movements of the Japanese original. But that brings in a whole new situation, which is they don't adjust everything. They don't go, and this sucks, they should fix a lot of things. Names, they don't fix places. Like, I enjoy the whole idea of, like, Pokemon having two different names, like Ash, and I think his name in Japan is Satoshi. It's kind of weird when I watch Japanese My Hero Academia, and we look at, what's his name, Todoroki, I want to say. I think it's named Todoroki. Japanese, his name is Todoroki, and then you listen to the English version, and his name is also Todoroki, which doesn't work with an English accent, even though it's supposed to be a show based in Japan. It's these small things that I feel like they should be changed. It's very easy to at least try to like come to an agreement with the original source to create not just the names in English, or like to find a correlation where the name is in Japanese and in English, like just connect them to each other, like Ash and Satoshi. Just do that. Which brings us to the next thing that I wanted to talk about, is I just want to compare a couple of subs and dubs to each other. I want to make the comparison between shows that I have watched subbed, and then I decided to look into the whole dub side of it, just to see what the level could they be compared. So my first comparison would have to be Konosuba.
カズマだよ。そんな物騒な名前のモンスターに関わりたくない。首を撫でられただけで即死しそうだ。
Kazuma!
Still a name. With a name like that, you know it means business. Hell, I bet one sneeze from it is enough to kill us.
My second comparison is My God, the one that everybody knows by now because it created a hellish monster, My Hero Academia. The show was astronomical, and I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I am a My Hero enjoyer. But the subbing in that show was good. I enjoyed the original voice acting. But at the same time, the dubbing was insane, and it created so much TikTok dubbing. I'm not gonna lie, the people that created the cosplay TikToks and stuff like that, and the ones that like make fun of the dubbing of My Hero Academia, if you told me they were the original people, I will believe you.
Looks like it's just you and me left.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna shop for today? I want to find a few heavier wrist weights so I can up my training.
We're not done! Daddy isn't done speaking! You will come back here!
Now, we're not gonna say that all dubs are bad. I'm not gonna say that. It's really a bad taste if I decide to say that. No, there are good dubs. I mean, look at the Ghibli movies. Look at Dragon Ball. And I asked one of my friends which dubs he enjoys, and he said Naruto was a good dub. And that's great. My personal favorites, and I cannot believe this is even a real dub, the Ghost Stories dub.
I'm home! Ketchero! What? Have you done your homework yet? Oh wait, you're dyslexic. Done your homework, Cav? You, I'm Answer. Hey, talking, me too. Well, if you're not going to do your homework, then at least help me with the chores.
And my honorable mention being the parody dub by Team 4-Star for Dragon Ball Z.
Right! Wow, we've never actually fought. That's so weird. Isn't that weird, Black Man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he? What? Then what the hell am I supposed to do for 24 hours? Hang out with you two idiots? Fine, your literal humanity disgusts me anyway. Guess it's just you and me now, Black Man.
And the parody dub does go hard. I cannot believe how much time and effort was put into it, because it is really a good dub. And if you haven't heard it before, I think you should give it the time to check it out. And it kind of is funny in the sense that they practically made their own story using the same assets and the same clips, just altering the voice lines themselves and adding their own funk to it, let's say. And do you know who else did this? If you look into the Arab culture of anime, if you look specifically to the Arab world when it comes to anime and how the love for anime started, it did not start watching the subs in just like a way that like online or anything. We're talking like 90s, early mid 2000s. Not everybody had the internet, but when it came to Arab kids, we all had access to a specific channel called Toon. Toon was just amazing, and they had their own dubs, and the way they worked their dubs was they created their own names for the characters. They created basically new plots and storylines for these characters, and it was crazy. And I want to talk about it a different day, because if we're talking old stuff, we can talk about like Hunter x Hunter, we can talk about Captain Tsubasa, we can talk about Dragon Quest. They all were in Toon, but they were under different names and they were under different storylines. They made their own world using these assets, and it's amazing. And I wish that I can talk about it next time. So if you want to hear about Toon, drop a subscribe, stay tuned, and if you like this video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Hey, I'm not gonna tell you not to. And I hope to see you here next time. So, see ya.